many victims
with you?
Jaguar Wright just revealed a shocking claim about who she believes may have ordered the alleged hit on Diddy inside prison walls. And the name being mentioned is one the streets weren't ready to hear. According to her claims, this wasn't random inmate drama. She suggests it was a calculated move from outside. And the person allegedly behind it sits very high. If even half of what she's saying could ever be verified, it would change everything about how people view Diddy's time behind bars. If you've been listening to the streets, you'd know Jaguar Wright has been calling out the real power dynamics surrounding Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. She's been outspoken for years about how she believes Jay-Z operates not only as a businessman or a rapper, but as a gatekeeper who knows how to control narratives and people. Now, Jaguar is accusing the power couple of being connected to the hidden troubles Diddy has allegedly been facing behind bars. Before we go any further, let's rewind. Diddy and Jay-Z have been close friends for a long time. Same parties, same circles, same private rooms where the real business was reportedly handled. They moved like brothers in the game for decades. Diddy once said that besides his mother, the only person allowed to call him Sean was Jay-Z.
What's that? That's Mauve King?
Niggas feeling marvelous.
You gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay,
That should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
Bad boy and Rockefeller. Energy overlapping. Industry power stacking. Loyalty looking unbreakable on the surface. But the streets always knew that kind of closeness can come with dirt. Shared secrets create leverage. And when one person starts looking like a liability, the other may decide to cut the string. That's exactly the energy Jaguar is putting on the table now. She's claiming the attacks and pressure surrounding Diddy inside those walls were not random inmate drama. According to her, they were ordered. And the name she is pointing toward sits at the very top of the power couple chart. Jay-Z and Beyonce. The same two who built an empire around image and control. And according to the theory being discussed, they may have reasons to make sure Diddy never gets the chance to speak freely again. But these remain allegations, not proven facts. Let's walk through the prison timeline first, because the pattern looks different once you line it up. Diddy first landed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn after the federal charges hit. That place is known for chaos. Thick walls, lights that never fully cut off, every sound bouncing around like a warning. High-profile names have stayed there before, but few entered carrying the kind of history and attention Diddy brought with him.
Inside the federal court building here in New York City, where P. Diddy has just been sentenced to 50 months in prison. So that's 4 years and 2 months in prison. He'll also have to serve 5 years of supervised release and pay a fine of $500,000. And that's related to his related offences that he was found guilty of at trial a couple of months ago. Offences relating to his freak-offs, or hotel nights as he called them, with his former girlfriends and male escorts. We heard from the music mogul for the first time today. He addressed the court pleading with the judge for mercy, to give him a second chance, apologising to his victims and describing his actions as disgusting, shameful and sick.
Building that overlooks the river floor I was on was the dormitory floor, which was low-level security inmates, and they were in bunk beds spread out throughout the floor. Because I was there longer than a week, I was able to get commissary a couple times. I had use of the computer and the phone. Other than that, there was barely anything to do. Just stuck on this unit all day long.
They go to PC, a lot of them, because they know if you go out there, they're going to kill you. Everybody have a knife. When you first get there, when I first got to the USP, the first thing they hint me when I came out there, he said, "Hey, what's up, Trav?" He's like, "Man, look, come on in my room, bro." I said, "What's up, man? Keep this knife on you." Everybody got one. He said, "Boy, this is your driver's license right here. Keep this knife on you."
Is that considered a shank?
No, a knife.
A real knife?
Real knife.
Where y'all get real knives from?
The police officer bring him in.
Word is things got messy for him early. Reports and online claims described an alleged confrontation involving a knife before he was transferred. Former inmates have said everybody inside those facilities somehow stays prepared for trouble. The streets weren't shocked when stories about that early pressure started floating around. Celebrity status means little once the doors lock. They moved him to another facility, apparently hoping the different security situation might ease the pressure. Wrong. The testing reportedly continued. Other inmates sizing him up, thinking the famous name still carried protection. Wrong read. Diddy's reputation for confrontation had followed him from the outside world, and according to the stories circulating, that same energy followed him inside. Then the latest incident reportedly happened. Word around the streets was that Diddy got into a physical confrontation with another inmate. Things became serious, and the facility placed him in solitary for at least 30 days. His team did not publicly dispute every version of the report. The streets started saying it may have begun as self-defense. Coincidence? Maybe. Either way, solitary is where he reportedly landed. Another layer of isolation added on top of everything else already cracking.
I got a phone call yesterday that Diddy was placed in solitary confinement because he beat up a man. I was told, literally, the phone call was, hey, Diddy choked the man out. He was placed in solitary confinement yesterday, July 23rd, around 4 o'clock p.m. And he'll be there for at least 30 days is what I was told. I reached out to Diddy's team. At the time, they knew I was calling, but they still trying to figure it out. They said that they don't know either way, but they didn't dispute my phone call.
What happened, though?
So all that I know and all that was mentioned to me, I don't know every detail. Literally, though, I said why. They said, sometimes people think that they can play with him, and I don't know if it's because of all of the reporting around the case or if it's because he's a big celebrity and, they think that he's used to being, protected. But I was told people think that they can play with him, and we've told people don't think that. And
I told people 1,000,001 times.
Yesterday, he allegedly.
We laugh at Diddy and all that, but Diddy's not a sucker. I've seen Diddy grab people, yoke people up in clubs, with security there. Diddy's no sucker. Diddy's, he's with all the ish.
Is claiming none of that was organic. The alleged knife incident, the continued pressure, the final spark that put him in the hole. According to her, all of it traces back to pressure coming from outside. And the name she keeps circling back to is Jay-Z. The same Jay-Z who used to move shoulder to shoulder with Diddy, but who, according to the claims, may now have reasons to keep him quiet. That theory also brings up old allegations and cases that never fully disappeared. When controversial files connected to powerful people receive renewed attention, social media quickly starts connecting names and timelines. Jay-Z has also been mentioned in online discussions involving unverified allegations from the 1990s. One claim described a woman contacting authorities about an alleged incident involving a property she believed was connected to Epstein. She alleged Jay-Z was present alongside Harvey Weinstein. Legally, those were unverified claims, not convictions. But the streets do not always need a courtroom before connecting dots. Jay-Z was still coming up at the time. And the question of how a rising rapper from Brooklyn could cross paths with powerful people in private spaces has continued to fuel speculation.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act.
Then there was the 2024 lawsuit that named Jay-Z alongside Sean Combs in connection with serious allegations involving a young individual. The case eventually fell apart, but not before the allegations created massive attention. The story also included claims about private investigators allegedly being used to intimidate the accuser. That controversy disappeared quickly, but it never completely went away. Now, with Diddy sitting inside and controversial files back in the news, the fear being discussed online is simple. If Diddy starts talking freely, more of those overlapping rooms could be exposed. More names, timelines, and relationships could come into the spotlight. And that could create questions for powerful people who have spent decades protecting their public image. Kanye West has been speaking about this kind of dynamic for years. He has publicly attacked Jay-Z and Beyonce while talking about betrayal, control, handlers, and what he believes happens behind closed doors at the highest levels. People brushed it off as another public spiral and questioned his stability. But whenever old controversies return, those previous warnings start sounding different to some people. And when controversial documents and names resurface again, those old statements suddenly get another look.
People like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So how do we stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, Beyonce had the best fit for somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, back then they'd go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars.
Man.
Liars are now the face of our culture.
They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Kanye even went after them over controversial claims involving his daughter and spaces he believed were connected to that same network. The public reaction was immediate. Suddenly, the perfect power couple image started looking to some people like a carefully protected front. Supporters saw his statements as warnings, while critics called them baseless accusations. Either way, the controversy put another spotlight on Jay-Z and Beyonce. Their image had always been built around power, success, privacy, and control. But once allegations involving other major entertainment figures began dominating headlines, audiences started looking back at old friendships, interviews, parties, and business relationships. And that's where Jaguar Wright's comments continue to gain attention. Because she has been pushing this same narrative for years, long before Diddy's current legal troubles became one of the biggest stories in entertainment.
Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is not implicated in any of these files. Ye is the one who is canceled. Ye is the one the media is calling evil. Ye is the one who they are demanding an apology from. Are they demanding an apology from Jay-Z? Jay-Z is now allegedly implicated in these files published by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI has now listed Jay-Z here, next to Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Why is there not the same demand for Jay-Z to apologize?
So one person we call crazy, we call a lunatic, we call bipolar, we say he belongs in a mental health institute. Somehow that person is the only person we don't see in these Epstein files. We don't see with nasty allegations towards his name. Now, Jay-Z to me, and here's why I think it's cooked, okay? Even though the allegations are unsubstantiated, because these are just, tips coming through a hotline. Fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations. So there's nothing Jay can do to really convince people that he's not guilty. So when your name is wrapped up in these files, kiss your public reputation goodbye, man. Do y'all believe these allegations? Let me know, man.
Jaguar has been on this same wave long before the alleged prison incidents. She's been loud about how she believes Jay-Z operates as a gatekeeper who knows how to control narratives and people. She has talked about deals Beyonce allegedly had to make behind closed doors just to stay famous. the circles she believes Beyonce was pulled into, and the pressure that allegedly came with keeping the empire on top. Jaguar has linked those same alleged tactics directly back to Diddy's world. Diddy had access to private gatherings, powerful celebrities, and information that could potentially destroy careers if it ever came out. Jay-Z has been accused by Jaguar of knowing about some of those private sessions, wild gatherings, and compromising situations. And instead of completely distancing himself, she alleges he understood how similar leverage could be used to keep Beyonce locked into the lane he wanted. These remain allegations and have not been established as proven facts.